Welcome, everyone. And Laura, thank you so much for joining us on the Simplify Your Life Summit. So happy to have you here and really, really excited to learn, just some tips and tricks that you use. Laura is a functional medicine nurse practitioner. It hasn't always been that way with the functional medicine. And, just to kind of dive right in, I would love to hear just a little bit about you, and then also really what drove you to learn about functional medicine and what that's really done for you in your life and also your patients.
Thanks, Justin. It's really great to be here with you. You know how much I love you. I love supporting you through this online show summit that you're doing. And yeah, I wasn't always into functional medicine. My background is in traditional allopathic medicine. I've worked as a nurse practitioner for 20 years. And what I noticed in that system is we tend to do a lot of Band-Aid treatments for people, where people come in with health problems and we prescribe a medicine and send them on their way. And I'm sure your viewers watching have felt like that they didn't get enough time with their provider, their practitioner, where, literally they're on a conveyor belt. And we don't have a lot of time to talk about lifestyle and how to heal your body from the inside out. And what are the things you could do in your lifestyle that could actually support your health journey. And instead, we're writing a prescription, ordering maybe a lab or a diagnostic test and on their way. And I noticed after, 2 decades that people weren't getting better. In fact, my patients were getting a lot sicker. And, it was really eye-opening to me when I started studying functional medicine and lifestyle medicine, how much we missed the mark in traditional medicine in helping people with that piece. Now, that's not to say that traditional medicine isn't amazing. And I kind of live in both worlds. I still work in a traditional medicine clinic. I have a functional medicine consulting practice. And I always say, if you have a burst appendix, you need an emergency room. You don't need an essential oil. So,
Yeah.
So if you break your bone, you need an orthopedic surgeon to help you with that. I mean, an orthopedist to set it or do surgery on it or whatever. You don't need a prayer circle. You don't need more broccoli in your life to heal a broken bone. You need to have it set right? So
yeah.
Traditional medicine is amazing, and I love what it does for people. I love the parts of it that work, and I'm definitely set on shifting the parts that don't work. And that's really helping people gain a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah, it's been really cool to kind of see that shift in the medical industry, right? From a lot of doctors, because obviously you do this because you care about people, shifting to like, I really want to figure out what's stopping this person from really, what you're all about is that vibrant health, energy, longevity, just gut health, internal chemistry. So I'd love for you to share a little bit about, what that vibrant health really looks like and how to get there.
Yeah, sure. I'll give you an example of, something that we see, something that everybody's familiar with, migraine headaches, for example.
Yeah.
Migraine headaches. People start having migraine headaches. They come into the clinic. They feel terrible. We might do a brain scan of some sort, although that would be like massive overkill, but usually we're trying to rule out something else. So maybe you get an MRI of your brain. It's normal. Now you've spent a ton of money on a copay for an MRI, right? That you didn't need. And nothing's wrong with your brain. You just have migraine headaches. So what do we do in traditional medicine? We say, here's a prescription. When you feel it coming on, take this. Good luck. Hope that this will prevent you from having to stay in a dark room all day and lose an entire day because of your migraine headache.
Yeah.
The medicine way of looking at this is, okay, so let's dive in and see what's happening inside of your body. What about you and your biochemical individuality, your unique chemistry? What is it about you that predisposes you to these migraine headaches? So it might be delayed food or chemical allergies. We can test for that. It might be some nutrient deficiencies. It might be something to do with your gut microbiome being imbalanced. I mean, inflammation is a huge buzzword right now. Everybody knows what inflammation is. They've heard of it. And everybody knows now what the gut microbiome is, this community of good bacteria that lives inside of us that makes vitamins, makes neurotransmitters, makes hormones. Without our gut microbiome, we can't live, we can't survive. And so really functional medicine is taking a look at, well, what about all these other things that make you unique that could be imbalanced, let's go to the root cause. Let's dig a little deeper and see what's happening. Let's eliminate what your body doesn't need. Let's give your body what it needs. And most of the time, people have incredible resolution of chronic irritating health problems.
Yeah. That kind of reminded me, just going down to the root cause, one of my favorite speakers and mentors, Tony Robbins, he always talks about when we have things come in our lives, it's about, seeing the weeds and pulling them, instead of seeing the weeds and just mowing over them. And that's what, when you are using a Band-Aid approach, and I really think those different things that come up, like a headache or different kind of health issues, it's like a car, right? A check engine light. So if you can listen to that and be intuitive, how much more are you preventing in the future? So what are some ways, gut microbiome, inflammation, like all these different things, at times I feel like I'm just inundated with, I don't know what to really go after. Right. What are some ways we can simplify that and really lower the stress of trying to figure out what to eat and what to do?
Right. So you're not alone in that. I mean, one of the number one things I hear from my clients and people I work with is I'm on information overload. There's so much information on the internet. You have Google Doctor now, where you go in and you type in and you'll find all kinds of information, might be accurate or not, might be biased, might be evidence-based, might not. Might work, might not. So now you're trying kind of all these gimmick things, like should I do keto or paleo or vegan, or should I do a GAPS diet, or should I do a low FODMAP diet, and should I be avoiding, lectins, and it just goes on and on and on, right? I mean, and it's just overwhelming even thinking of that. So how do you simplify figuring out what your body needs? And it all starts with who you are as a unique individual. So instead of trying to figure out which one of these diets will work and ultimately failing over and over and over again, which most people do, why not do some simple lab testing to figure out what's happening inside of your body? What's your metabolism type? Some people do really well with keto. Some people do terrible with keto. So for example, a slow metabolizer is going to do a lot better with it than a fast metabolizer. Fast metabolizer can hardly stand it because they need to eat more. So the high level of fat, it all depends on metabolism type. So why not find out what your type is? Why not find out what your nutrient deficiencies are, and then take targeted supplements, targeted protocols that are tailored just for you so that you can heal your body. Now, it makes a lot more sense than just kind of the shotgun approach of I'll try everything. I mean, seriously, if you're watching right now, raise your hand if you have unused bottles of supplements in your cabinet because you bought them and thought, oh, this is going to do it. This is the thing. And only to find out, not going to help.
Yeah. And not only that, with natural things, we live in such a instant gratification world now. We got to also be patient, right, with natural remedies. So with these tests, I know there's different things like that you can order online. Is that what you're talking about for these tests? To really figure out what's good for your body, or actually going to a specific place?
Have a functional practitioner to be able to support you with the tests. It's much like when you go to your doctor's office and they order tests for you. You need somebody who is qualified to order the test, has a relationship with the lab, so that, an account with the lab so they can order it. You can't just go in off the street and order these things. Somebody to interpret them and tell you what the test results mean. So you can find out what is the next thing to do, what is the next best thing to support your body. So really it's about 3 phases. Once we figure out what's happening inside your body, and I mean, this is really streamlined and simple. We figure out who you are, what you need, and then we nourish your body. It's really important to do things in the right order, in the right steps. So we nourish your body first. And once it's nourished, then your body we can start to balance the gut microbiome, deal with any microbes, infections, fungus, yeast, anything we find in there, get rid of that, targeted supplements that help. And then and only then can we actually start to go through detox protocols and detoxify. So to keep it really simple, to keep it in an order of operations, to keep it linear. I don't know, but I find like linear is simple. If it's all over the place, it's really confusing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so to keep things really streamlined and simple and linear, that are 100% tailored to you. That's how I approach each person that I work with.
Mm. And the big part in that, right, is finding the right expert to go to.
Yeah.
Because Google, you can put on a headache and you're going to come up with a whole bunch of things. You know, according to some sources, you might die in a couple of days if you don't do something. So rather than just giving it a shot in the dark, is finding a functional medicine doctor. That way you can order these tests and then really start eating and consuming the food that's good for you. So what kind of happens after that?
Yeah. So once you figure out what tests, you do the tests, you figure out what your body needs. It's all about giving what it needs and taking away what it doesn't need. Mm-hmm. So it's usually, a several month process, doing things in the right order, taking the right supplements to clear you up, adjusting your food and your eating and how you pair your foods, and getting more of the foods in that your body with minerals and vitamins that your body is depleted from. And then once you have all of that, basically you can pull back from the supplements, because now you've nourished your body. Your body is now digesting food better. You're pulling nutrients out of the food that you eat. You're actually using the food that you eat. It's not just running through you. So now you can pull back on all those supplements and protocols, and you can just exist eating normal, real food. Mm. And get rid of all the supplements, and just adding, a supplement here and there to support whatever your biochemical individuality is, whatever your biggest, hurdle is. You might need a supplement to support that from time to time, but the goal is that you can pull back from the functional medicine protocol. We've helped your lifestyle. We've cleaned up your environment. We've looked at all the environmental causes and stressors. And now you're just on cruise control.
Mm. So finding the expert, getting the test, finding the foods that work, implementing it. I would love to hear, because I know that you did your own little sugar detox, and I'm really coming to find that there are certain things that you can definitely avoid, sugar being one of them. What are some tips and tricks on just like simple things that someone can implement tomorrow without going to a functional medicine doctor, or without just something very simple they can even maybe do tonight?
Yeah. So food, I'll give you a couple tips. Well, food is as far as environment goes, food is something that would be in the environment realm, because it's something we're putting into our bodies. And we're doing it constantly, day in and day out. So as far as food goes, right off the bat, get rid of energy drinks, get rid of this. They're full of chemicals. I mean, you look at the ingredients label and you can't even pronounce most of them. So drink real beverages, right? Drink things that come from the earth, like water. When's the last time you drank enough water, right? Drink water and flavor it with real fruit and, lemons and cucumbers and whatever. Mm-hmm. Flavored. Also a fan of real mineral water, like Pellegrino, like things that come from the earth that are already fizzy.
Natural. Yeah.
Right. Natural. I'm not an anti-coffee person. I'm okay with a cup of coffee every day. It's not overdoing it though. So that would be one thing you could do right off the bat. And when we talk about helping our body detox, something that is really simple that you can do without having to actually even buy anything is like tongue scraping, for example. You can scrape your tongue with the edge of your toothbrush. You can buy a tongue scraper from Amazon for like $10. So it's like really small investment. But another thing is skin brushing. So this is totally free, and you basically dry brush your skin before you go into the shower, and you just go in a circular motion from the ends of the extremities up towards the core, and spend like 5 minutes just brushing. If you don't have a skin brush, you can literally use a washcloth. That's why you don't need to buy anything to do this. And just, you want to roughen it up, get your skin to be a little bit, red and pink. And that's going to slough off dead skin cells before you get into the shower. And that is really healthy and detoxifying. You've heard your skin is your biggest organ. Mm-hmm. That you can do to really help your body, to help you detoxify, to help you balance, to help you shift from that unhealthy to that healthy state. So
the tongue scraper, that's a new one. What exactly is that doing? Is that changing the way that your taste buds are working? Like, can that change you to maybe not eat so much sugar? And
So it's scraping off the layer of old dead cells on the top of your tongue, and that helps with detoxifying as well. So it helps get rid of bacteria. Our mouth is a doorway for infection into our body, so it helps get rid of bacteria. And you can, you've heard about brushing your tongue.
Yeah.
Brush your tongue.
Okay.
Tongue scraper. Yeah, but it's just a little. It's shaped almost like a U. And I'd recommend metal. Don't get plastic because plastics have toxins in them. And you just pull it, draw it along your tongue, and it'll just very gently pull the top layer of cells and bacteria off.
Very cool. That is a very simple one too. Yeah, and the dry brushing, I've seen them. I just didn't know exactly what to do with them. So. Yeah.
It's really invigorating. Like, I encourage you tonight when you go take a shower, go at least do it with a washcloth, like every inch of your body, as much as you can reach in your back, and see how invigorating it feels.
I love it. I love it. I want you to talk about the simple order of operations when it comes to finding and clearing up a root cause of, I know you're dealing with a lot of different various issues when it comes to health. Mm-hmm. What are those order of operations?
So it is super simple. So first thing is your unique health history. From birth until adulthood, there are clues along the way that get you to where you're at right now in your health. So knowing that you are a unique individual, not having you on a conveyor belt of everybody's the same, treat everybody the same, finding a practitioner who can take the time to learn about your health history. So that's the first thing. The second thing is individualized lab testing based on your case to figure out your biochemical individuality, your unique chemistry. The third phase, once we've done those labs, is to nourish you, to nourish your body. It takes a tremendous amount of energy for your body to fight off infections, to fight off inflammation, to balance. And so if you're not nourished, you don't have enough energy to do this. So we're talking about literally nourishing your body so your mitochondria can work. Those are the little engines inside your cells that produce energy. And so we want to nourish you, give your body what it needs, nourish. In the meantime, we're taking away what it doesn't need. We're decreasing environmental toxins. We're taking out things that you might have delayed allergic reactions to. So this simple step of nourishing you. Once you're nourished, now we can start balancing your gut. Now we start dealing with whatever we find in there on the simple lab testing. Balance all that out with targeted protocols. And then the final thing is to purify. And that's where you do detoxes. So you've heard of people doing colon cleanses or people, it's the new year, I'm going to do a 10-day detox. So people go right to doing detox without the pre-work of nourishing your body and balancing the gut. You can actually make yourself feel a lot sicker. I'm sure there's people on here that have tried a detox before and felt terrible. And it's because if you haven't done all that pre-work and you're doing a detox, your body's releasing toxins, but your detox pathways aren't cleaned up, the toxins can't get out. So they just circulate. They literally just circulate and make you feel lousy until you stop the detox protocol, whatever you're doing, and then everything just goes right back into the cells. And then you feel better again. So it's doing things in the right order. Detox is actually last. People think detox is first. It's not. Detox is one of the very last things you should do.
Yeah. And especially if we have, gut issues is a big deal now. So if you are detoxing, that is stuff that can be going into your gut right away, right? And really affecting that. Mm-hmm. When it comes to our mental state and mindset, because that's a big part of it too, what's some simple things someone can do for their mindset when it comes to changing their health or even in their gut, right? When it comes to changing their gut health so that their mind can be a lot more clear.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because mindset is one of the key factors in being successful with anything you're trying to accomplish in your health. I've often said that I can run lab tests on you all day. I can give you protocols to balance your gut and get rid of inflammation and nourish you. And if your mindset is not balancing and healing right along with everything else, you will sabotage yourself every single time. And we know that stress plays a role in health. We absolutely know it. Every medical organization in the world recognizes it. I mean, you don't have to be in functional or lifestyle medicine to know that stress causes heart attacks, that stress causes the body to not be able to heal. I mean, in traditional medicine, we're always working on helping people de-stress. We tell them, lower your stress. We just don't tell them how to do it, right? Like, you need to lower your stress. That's about all you get, right?
Yeah.
For mindset, it's so key. And I would say the very first step in actually accomplishing your health goal is to actually decide that you are worthy of this, absolutely worthy of vibrant health. You're worthy of getting answers. You're worthy of a simple plan. It doesn't have to be complex. And really starting there with you're worthy and you deserve this and you absolutely can have this. The second thing is that it's possible. So being in possibility, you're worthy and now it's possible that this can once and for all finally be accomplished. I talk to people all the time who want to work with me and say, but I failed so many times. What if I fail again? That's mindset work. What if you don't fail? And what is the cost if you don't do something now? And people tell me all the time, I'll end up like my parents. They have cancer, they have diabetes, they have heart disease. I'm taking care of my aged parents. I see them going downhill. If I don't do something about my health, I'm not going to be able to spend time with my loved ones. I'm not sleeping. I'm going to burn out. I mean, so this is mindset, right? To be in possibility, not be in the past of I failed before. I can't do this. So those are my top 3 tips on mindset.
I love them. I love them. And that's huge because worthiness is massive when it comes to how we treat our body, right? Because this is the one and only body that we get. And if we don't believe, like for myself, when I didn't believe I was worthy, I didn't really care about my health. I would have a soda. I would have whatever kind of sugary snack that I wanted because I wasn't honoring it. But when I switched that and found myself being worthy of my body, that's when I was really able to, it actually helped in saying no to those things and those cravings. Real quick, I would love for you to touch on too, when you are nourishing your body, if I'm craving snacks and craving a bunch of food, how is that going to support me too? Because I don't want to give up a lot of the stuff that I'm eating and it's almost like calling my name. I can't say no.
Yeah. Do you want to know why you can't say no?
Why?
Well, there's a couple of reasons you can't say no. So number 1 is we're emotionally attached to food. It brings memories. Like for me, chocolate chip cookies, it's about making them at home with my family, with my siblings, with my mom. We made them so much as a kid. I know the Nestle Toll House chocolate chip recipe by heart. It is my kryptonite. Homemade chocolate chip cookies, I am done. I have no willpower whatsoever. So I have to not have them in my house. I have to not make them. So there's that piece that is emotional connection that makes us feel a certain way. So that's one reason we have cravings. Another reason we have cravings is hormone imbalances in our body. Cortisol levels being off, insulin levels being off. And this is because we're eating bad and it's this big giant cycle. So cortisol levels go up, insulin levels go up, cravings go up, and then we crash and it happens all over again. The other thing is, it goes back to this gut microbiome. It's the gut-brain connection. So I mentioned earlier when we started talking that those good bacteria in your gut actually make neurotransmitters, things like dopamine, serotonin, and those are the feel-good hormones, right? Mm-hmm. So when your gut is imbalanced, you actually get signals sent to the brain. You're not making enough of these neurotransmitters. It's not balanced. And so one of the things that makes us feel better is sugar. So actually the bad bacteria in our gut thrive on the sugar. So they're sending signals to your brain saying, eat sugar, because they're axis, this super highway between the brain and the gut. And so you're craving it because your bacteria in your gut are literally telling you to eat it. You're literally getting signals to eat it. So you got hormones out of balance, you got bad bacteria sending signals to your brain, you've got this emotional attachment to a chocolate chip cookie, and you're just doomed.
Like a bunch of those little voices, the sugar in your belly.
Right, so it doesn't happen overnight, right? It doesn't happen overnight. It's something that you build a muscle. And I will tell you that once you do successfully eliminate some of these foods that are hurting you, and you start substituting them with healthy options, and the good bacteria start flourishing and the bad bacteria start declining, those cravings start to get better. I promise they start to get better. And you actually start to crave healthier foods. And you actually get to the point where you don't need as much of sugar or anything to feel satiated, to feel good. You just, one little thing. I'm to the point where when I get sugar cravings, I eat dates. Those are my dates. They're really healthy for you. They're full of vitamins and minerals. And if you get really fresh, good ones, they taste like caramel to me. They're really chewy and just sweet. I throw them in smoothies for sweetness. I mean, that's my favorite go-to sugar. It's kind of like eating candy.
Date nectar. Oh my gosh, that stuff is incredible. And dates in general. I love, so a lot like you and probably everyone else, all these other listeners, there are those things that we have that sentimental value to, or thoughts or memories. And then there's also the things that we just love. Something I've began to implement rather than just saying no. I am looking for the alternatives, and especially now with all these crazy health fanatics, there's plenty of, Pinterest or anything like that you can find healthy recipes. So something I've been doing is finding ways, how can I still have that craving and indulge, but in a healthier option? And I know you have an amazing gift, which I'm so excited to share with everyone on here, because there are those times when you just, which we all, we can have fun and we're human. It's going to happen when we want to cheat a little bit. But I'd love for you to talk a little bit about your free gift that you put together for all the listeners and how that will support them in their health journey.
Yeah. So when I very first started out on this lifestyle and functional medicine journey to support people, one of the people who mentored me said something: deprivation is a diet killer. That's Dr. Stephen Gallo. He's a famous diet doctor to the stars and to celebrities. And I actually interviewed him on one of my online shows, like what you're doing now. Deprivation is a diet killer. So one of the very first things I ever created was a food swap guide, which I'm giving your audience. And it's so funny. It's called an easy food swap guide. Perfect.
Perfect.
So basically it's a eat this, not that kind of a thing, but without depriving you. So everything has a substitution. So it's not a don't ever eat anything in this, flavor category. I've given you a swap to take unhealthy food. So it's basically avoid this and indulge in this. And it's super simple to read. It's not complex. And it's a really good tool if you want to clean out your pantry, clean out your fridge, and you want to go to the grocery store and restock. You just take it with you. I mean, it even is a shopping list. I mean, it tells you what to throw away, what to add in, and then you get a fresh start. So this is still one of the tools that I use with every client that I work with. Everybody gets an easy food swap guide to set them up for success with food. And so I thought it was the perfect gift for your show. It
is so simple. And a shopping list. That's great I'll speak for us males. I go in there way too often with just, hey, I'll find what I want. And next thing I know, I'll walk in without a cart and I'll leave with a cart because I'm putting everything in there. But that is so awesome. I would love to know one last piece of advice that you would love to give our audience. Maybe like a tidbit that's really supported you in your growth and your business, or just something that you think would really resonate with this audience.
Okay. So this is a surprise pop question. Okay. So something that's helped me. I mean, I've obviously, grown a functional consulting business out of nothing, and out of a vision, not out of nothing, out of a vision to be part of the change and not part of the problem. And so I think the best piece of advice that I can give to anyone, no matter what you're embarking on, no matter why you're watching this show, is that you cannot do this alone. You must be supported. You must allow support in. You must surround yourself with people who can help you get to where you want to be. I would never be sitting here on the other side of this camera if I hadn't surrounded myself with coaches, people who'd gone before me, people who knew how to do what I wanted to do, people who had information, people who taught me all about functional and lifestyle medicine. I mean, so surround yourself. Don't think you can do it alone. The fastest way to fail is to do it alone. So find somebody that resonates with you on this show and work with them. I mean, all these people that Justin are bringing on, majority of them take clients. The majority of them help people improve their lives. And I know that most of them will do it virtually from the comfort of your home, myself included. My functional medicine consulting practice, you don't have to come see me. Everything's done by mail and phone and video conferencing. I mean, it's so simple, right? So
simple.
Yeah, simple. You get to do it from your country, your state, your city, wherever you're at in the world. But that would be my biggest advice, is surround yourself with people who know how to do what you want to do, know how to get to know the steps that will serve you best, and work with them. Surround yourself with them. Don't try to do it alone.
Perfect. No lone wolfing. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time. For the listeners, where can they find you? If they're looking for you on social media, obviously we have the free gift, but where else can they find you?
Find me at laurafrontiero.com. My last name seems complicated, but it's not. It's like the Great Frontier with an O on the end. Frontierland at Disneyland, Frontier O. Yeah, so laurafrontiero.com. And you can find me on Facebook and Instagram as well. On Instagram, it's laurafrontiero_take good care. And Facebook is Take Good Care with Laura Frontiero.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time and all that information, Laura. It was amazing just hearing all this knowledge that you just dropped. And I know our listeners got so many goodies on that and can't wait to open up this gift and see what I can start shifting with my nutrition. So Thank you again.
You're welcome, Justin. Anytime.
Take care.
Bye. Take good care.